Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I got some notes because it's probably going to be a long one. So today's video is going to be about how I got my job at Ulta. So I'm a prestige beauty advisor at Ulta, and for those of you guys who do not know what a prestige beauty advisor is, I'm going to get into that and I'm going to tell you guys everything you need to know about getting the job at Ulta and my experience working at Ulta thus far. So before applying to Ulta, you probably would want to know which position exactly you want to apply for. Don't make the same mistake that a lot of people make and apply for the wrong position. So Ulta is basically set up in 3 different sections. There's your salon, which you need to have a cosmetology or esthetician license to do hair. Like you're doing basically hair, nails, stuff like that, skincare, not skincare, but like facials and stuff like that. So you need to have a licensing to have that position. But the 2 positions that you do not need to have a license for is the beauty advisor position and the prestige beauty advisor position. So the beauty advising position is mostly customer service. Like it's a lot of greeting people. We both have to greet people, but it's more so taking care of the lower end side of the store where they sell like drugstore products like Maybelline, L'Oreal, NYX, stuff like that, and also checking people out at the register. They're more like the cashier aspect of Ulta. So the prestige beauty advising position takes care of more of the higher end makeup like Urban Decay, Too Faced, Smashbox, brands like that, and also you have to do a lot of makeup application, demos, matching, stuff like that. So you have to be familiar with makeup. With the regular beauty advisor position, you do not need any experience whatsoever. Sometimes they hire even without any retail experience. But for prestige beauty advising, you need both. So the application was pretty easy. It was your standard application for retail with the questionnaire involved. So make sure you do really good on the questionnaire, because if you do not know this, if you do not get a certain score on your questionnaire, your application will not even come up in the system for people to even view and consider hiring you. So pay attention to the questionnaire. And also, as a side note, you do have to be 18 years or older to work at Ulta. So anybody below 18, I'm sorry, but you gotta be legal. So in my opinion, I think it's much easier to get a regular beauty advising position than a prestige beauty advising position when you're first starting out at Ulta, only because a lot of the times they'll do this thing where they promote beauty advisors that are already working there to prestige beauty advising once they have a little more experience with the store. So if you're not getting any luck with the prestige beauty advising application, then I suggest just doing a standard beauty advising application and then just showing a lot of interest in prestige. So like I said, you do need that makeup application experience when applying for prestige beauty advising position, because you are going to be putting makeup on people basically every shift. If there's not a makeup application that is going on that day that somebody has scheduled you for, which you do have a lot of the time, know for a fact that on weekends, every time I'm working a Saturday or Friday shift, there's going to be somebody coming into my store asking me to do a makeover on them. So the first interview was a group interview, and I already knew the deal. Had to dress in all black and have your face beat to the gods. So don't even think about going to the interview without those. Like, presentation is everything, and Ulta is looking for a certain image of their makeup artists and their associates when they're hiring you. So keep that in mind. You want to look the part. Also, today's not the day to be experimental. Don't do anything too drastic. I mean, maybe a bold lip could be acceptable, but honestly, just really think about what you're going to be putting on your face and make sure it looks good, not crazy. So I know a lot of people are probably a little bit intimidated with group interviews. I actually don't really have that much of a problem with group interviews. Just know that you have to go that extra mile to stand out from everybody else in the group interview. So try and volunteer and answer questions first, only because people are going to be thinking the same thing as you. It'll show them how independent you are at thinking, and also that you can think on your feet really quick. Like even if you agree with what somebody else said, you do not want to say the same thing, only because you're looking to stand out, you're looking to be innovative, you're looking to be able to think on your feet. This is everything that the managers are looking for. So try not to say the same answer. I mean, once in a while it's okay to say, oh, I concur, I agree, but then also give give your own little spin and taste on it too. So for the first interview, we started off with a short icebreaker and then they got right into the questions. So some of the questions that they asked were, what is your favorite brand at Ulta and why? So if you've never been to Ulta, make sure that you either go on the Ulta website the night before or take a look around the store before the group interview even happens, because what is so important is that you know what brands are sold at Ulta. Like, there was this girl in my interview and she was saying brands like Kat Von D and Bobbi Brown, which is not sold at Ulta. So that's a really bad impression if you don't even know the brands that are sold in Ulta, no matter which position that you're applying for. Like, those are brands that are sold in Sephora, and we don't say the S word in Ulta. Know what they offer, know some of the ingredients that are inside of them, and really come up with your own spin on why you really sincerely love the product. Don't just say I love it because I love it. Like, you know, come up with a really good and different reason, like a reason that nobody else is gonna think of, and really think about that before you go to the interview, because that's bound to be a question. And also, it helps a lot to wear the products that are sold at Ulta on your face so that you can easily bring those products up in the interview and use them to your advantage. So the next question they asked was, why do you want to work at Ulta, and this store specifically? So it's really good to know the Ulta and the area around Ulta and the traffic that it brings. And definitely do not think of a very generic everyday answer to why Ulta, like, oh, I love makeup or I shop here all the time. They also ask questions like, what was your best and worst experience doing retail, like working retail, and also shopping retail? And another thing that they asked before the interview was over was if we were familiar with the Ulta Rewards program and also the Ulta credit card. Then they wanted us to confirm our retail history and our availability. And of course, for the one-on-one interview, I did dress the same. Now, she did not waste no time into getting into the meat and potatoes of the interview. She went straight into the questions. So some of the questions that she asked was, what are some ingredients that are found in makeup? So for this question, just read the back of some of the makeup that you already have at home or do some research beforehand. Now, she's not asking why these are found in makeup. She's just asking what is found in makeup. So you can include answers like talc, dimethicone, preservatives like parabens, vitamins, glycerin, silicone, alcohol, or even aloe. The second question she asked was, what are some ingredients found in skincare? Now, for this question, she was looking for specific answers. So know the 3 acids. So the first acid is glycolic acid, and this does a good job of penetrating your skin deeply and easily. And it is the most effective acid for treating fine lines and wrinkles, and also oiliness, as well as acne and blackheads. Now, the second acid is called salicylic acid, and that is definitely a tongue twister, so practice it before you get there. So salicylic acid treats blackheads and whiteheads, and it also unclogs pores, prevents lesions, and corrects the abnormal shedding of cells. The third and final acid that I think is enough to know is hyaluronic acid. So this is an active skincare ingredient, and whenever you hear the word active, it means that it has an expiration date on it, like it's going to expire at some point. So keep that in mind, active. Now, this acid retains moisture and helps plump out the skin and helps your skin feel a lot more cushiony. So this is found in a lot of products for older skin types, people who want to combat against aging. Also know about SPF in makeup and why it's good. Now, as you might gather, Ulta is actually really big on product knowledge and education, because none of those answers I knew at the interview. I knew as she told me. Like, I kind of finessed a lot of that stuff. So yeah, just learn from my mistake and know it beforehand, just in case they ask. So she also asked if I had a portfolio, so it would be really good to bring to the interview to showcase Also, the reason why she asked is portfolios are not required, but clients, when they do come in for makeovers, they do like to see your past work. So that's why it's really good for you to have a portfolio. So to conclude my interview, she asked again what my makeup and retail experience was, just so that she can make sure that I did have that makeup application experience and that I was more than comfortable with applying product on customers. So working at Ulta thus far, I've been working there a little bit under 2 months, and I have to say that I absolutely love working there. Like I said, Ulta has been a blessing for me. I love working there. Every day I learn something new. Hopefully this encourages you guys to check out your Ulta, see if they're hiring. I mean, give it a chance, girl. You never know. Even if you do not have the necessary experience that I was telling you about, you never know. And it's always good to try your luck. So I really hope that this was helpful. I enjoyed doing this video with you guys. I took the notes. I really hope it was more organized than, let's say, my last videos. And if you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, give my video a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.